Hi everyone, my name is Kristen and I'm currently a system design engineering student at the University of Waterloo. Recently, school has been getting more overwhelming and I decided that I wanted to take this week as a reset week and do activities that bring me joy and make some time for self-care. So come along with me as I try and get my life back together and get back into routine. They say that good food heals the soul, and I couldn't agree more. During the weekend, my parents visited and we got the chance to explore downtown Waterloo together. There are so many cute shops, and one day I want to take the eye on and just let myself get lost in all the cafes and bookstores I spotted. Our mission that day was to get our hands on some Korean food. If you know me, Korean food is one of my favorite cuisines, and I've been craving kimchi pancakes for the longest time, so this meal immediately made me 10 times happier. No meal is complete without dessert. My mom wanted to try hazakaido, correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but they offer some of the prettiest croissants that my parents gave 10 out of 10 ratings. Since I was in the mood for a nice warm tea, we stopped by Sweet Dreams Tea Shop and I tried their delicious apple cider, and now I want it to be Christmas. Overall, if there's one thing I can say for sure, it's that food is the way to my heart, and this day with all its amazing food left me feeling super content and happy, and it's just solid proof of that. A few years ago, I read a book called The Mental Load. The mental load basically refers to the cognitive or emotional work involved in running typically a household or family. For example, a cognitive task such as remembering which groceries to buy or scheduling an appointment. It may not seem like much, but when these invisible tasks accumulate in your mind, this load can get really heavy. I think this is why home chores like doing the laundry, washing the dishes, changing into fresh bed sheets, or even meal prepping, doing them all makes me feel really good, and I think it comes back to that idea of knocking off one tiny but not insignificant weight off my own personal mental load. Usually when I do the laundry, I find it to be the perfect time to listen to a podcast or an audiobook. Recently, I started a K-drama on Netflix called Love Next Door, and I think it's slowly but surely earning the title of my new favorite comfort show, especially after long days of school and studying. If there's one thing you should know about me, it's that I am a creature of habit. I live off routine, structure, having my to-do list. Although I do want to become better at being more spontaneous, I just find a lot of comfort in my routine. Now, making chia seeds is one of them. I love having chia seeds for breakfast because it's such a quick and easy meal to prepare before my week begins. I use strawberry kefir and I pair that with frozen berries that thaw overnight, and when it comes together, it makes such a tasty breakfast that I genuinely get so excited to eat every day. I like that every morning, I don't have to think about what to make. Instead, I have a little container ready for me when I open the fridge, and it's as simple as that. Good morning. I hope you all are having a nice start to the week. I'm going to start off today by watering my plant, and I'm really excited to show you how much it's grown. I'm gonna be 100% honest, I had a little bit of a scare because I was watering it, but I didn't see any sprouts coming out. It just didn't seem to be growing. And earlier that week, I had knocked over the pot. I seriously thought that all the seeds must have fallen out, but thankfully, they started growing after a few days. And when I saw the first leaves shooting through, I can't tell you how happy and excited it made me. And it's so funny how such a small plant is capable of making me this happy and this excited. So I'm gonna continue watering it and taking care of it. like to do every morning is clean up my desk, because usually by the time I've showered, washed my face, and gotten ready for the day, my desk just looks like a mess. It can be really disorganized and hard for me to just focus and feel sane in my room. I'm gonna clean my desk and take you along with me. Now that it's officially November and October is over, I did want to talk about some of my October favorites or new things that I discovered from that month. For a long time, I've been a very avid podcast listener, and I really just like things in audio format. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks, a lot of podcasts, or sometimes I'll even just listen to YouTube videos in the background with my headphones on while I'm cooking, or just doing small tasks where it's easy for me to focus on something else. Believe it or not, that time piles up and you can get through a lot of podcasts or a lot of audiobooks. For me personally, I was able to get about an audiobook a week or an audiobook every 2 weeks just by listening to things in my free time while I was cleaning up like this, or even just getting ready. So I highly recommend that if you want to get some reading in but feel busy or just struggle to find time throughout the day. So speaking of podcasts, I have really been liking the JOMO podcast, JOMO, and that stands for The Joy of Missing Out. And it's hosted by Chloe and Eric, and they're both in the tech space. I just find their conversations to be super engaging and super interesting to listen to. They recently released an episode called Rating Everyone in Tech. So they had this whole tier list rating the different types of people that you can find. That episode was pretty funny and it was over an hour long, but I find myself eagerly listening the whole time. So I highly recommend if that sounds interesting to you. They talk about everything from career to relationships to catching up with each other. So it literally feels like you're listening in or just eavesdropping on two friends talking, which is something that I really love. Another favorite of mine for a long time has been Libby. And Libby is an app that I use, and it basically syncs with my local library. I rent a lot of audiobooks on Libby, and I'm able to just listen to it as I'm making breakfast or doing anything like that. I most recently read this fantasy book, and it's just so nice to be able to escape reality while reading, and that's what really draws me to books in general. Okay, so my desk is mostly clean. Today is looking like more of a packed day because I have a physics tutorial tomorrow, and I also have a SolidWorks assignment due tonight. I'm gonna try my best to get as much work done as possible and hopefully catch up. Hi everyone, I'm headed to a really exciting event. Waterloo Engineering Society has paired up with the Waterloo Filipino Student Association, and they're running this event where women in tech, specifically Filipino women, will be coming to speak. As a Filipino, I'm really excited to see and hear from all these different women in different fields. Some are working at TikTok, Wealth Simples. It seems like there's a very diverse range of speakers from different roles and in different careers. I'm super excited and I can't wait to take you along with me.
One of the quotes that I've stumbled upon, I'm 7 years into my career, it's the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Give yourself the time to build a foundation. The goals and the aspirations you have will happen, but they won't be today. Work hard, stick to believing that it'll happen, and it will happen.
Success is never random. You have to be intentional about everything that you do. It'll always come at the junction of where passion meets opportunity. Anything that's worth doing will never be easy.
My saying, if I'm going to be really, really short about it, is get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you're afraid to do that thing, to like apply for that job or take on that course or whatever, do it, because that's when you're going to learn the most.
Remind yourself of your goals. Remind yourself why are you continuing the path. Trust your timeline and do not compete with other people's timeline.
The personal motto I've had throughout my PhD is a Latin saying called per ardua et astra, which translates to through hardship to the stars. As you also reflect on your own journey, I want you to know that you put in those countless hours. You might be at the per ardua part where you're working tirelessly, you're going through midterms, exams, and you feel like it'll never end, but eventually you'll get to the stars, and I hope we see you there at the end of it too.